Homeground Heroes is back, and this year I've got a new recruit.
Kia ora touch whānau, it's time to nominate the unsung volunteers who put the mahi in for the sport we love.
Enter them now for the chance to win $5,000 for their touch community.
Kia ora touch whānau, welcome to Quick Hit, your short, sharp and touch relevant warm-up, with the aim of warming up and moving those important body parts before kicking into activity. The Quick Hit warm-up requires minimal space, minimal time and allows for innovation.
Kia ora te whānau and welcome to the last of our live stream games here at the 2024 Masters Bunnings National Touch Championships in Palmerston North out at the beautiful Ongley Park. Rod, we have had the best weather you could ever get. Overcast all day, gentle breeze but not enough to affect the ball. We've had equally good touch. We just finished a great game when we've seen Hawke's Bay have a very dominant performance against King Country. But again, just to acknowledge the King Country team, many teams actually down here. I think they've got 4, and the mahi that's happened back in that region for them to be here. But in our last game, this is our 50 men's grade, and this game will be played between Bay of Plenty and Otago. A number of players who have been doing the mahi for a long time out here, Rod, as you can expect in this 50 men's grade. I'm expecting a whole lot of tricks, a whole lot of, I'm going to try and catch you out. What's your thoughts on how this one's going to go, Rod?
Yeah, I guess, last year Bay of Plenty came away with the cookie. Prior to that, Auckland dominated this grade for a lot of years, and Bay of Plenty on their rise. So, I guess if there was anywhere to place it at the moment for me, it's probably with Bay of Plenty, with players, the likes of Greg Milden, Mauri Samuels, Chris Campbell. Those players have been around in the New Zealand kind of focus for a long time now, and I think I even see Garner Gulliver down the end. So it'd be pretty hard to go past Bay of Plenty, but you never know. Otago, always strong and always very direct, typical South Island team when they play very direct down the field. You see PJ on the ball just getting ready to take the tap off for Otago, so you can guarantee he'll be in and around that ball the entire game here. So it'll be interesting times.
Yeah, great year for Bay of Plenty last year. It's almost been called the Auckland 50 Men's Nationals Cup. That cup, they've had a mortgage out on it. We see Otago kick us into the last of our live stream games here today. The number 4 there from Otago, steps off. Beautiful inside ball. Look, I think you've upset the Otago 50 men's team, Rod. You said that they just had no chance. That Bay of Plenty were going to run all over them. Well, that's what I heard you say anyway. But we see in the replay, the number 4 from Otago, beautiful follow pass back to his dummy half, the number 15.
Yeah,
great try.
Fu'usanga did an awesome job there just to stay on the inside and get inside of his Bay of Plenty player. So, up for Bay of Plenty to respond here now as we see Gulliver on the ball.
Yep, if they weren't ready, they're now awake. As we see. Oh, there it is. These are the tricks I was expecting. And that was a beautiful pass. Just unfortunately, the number 1 for Bay of Plenty wasn't ready for that.
No, that's something out of the Pete Walters playbook, that one. Balls come from anywhere, and you have to be ready for it. As we see Otago starting to come through, and typical Otago play, as I said, very direct as they come down through the field. It's surprisingly Mai at the moment, just on both sides. So, both sides are even the boxes are very, very quiet at the moment. I don't know if that's because it's this late in the day.
Game 4, day 1.
But it's, both sides are very quiet at the moment and not very animated.
I'm sure they're thinking, why waste energy talking? I need it for when I start running. Oh, he's getting ordered to go left and right. He chose left. Just setting things up though. You see the number 16 there from Bay of Plenty. Key player for this Bay of Plenty team. Comes back towards the middle. Face ball. Oh,
was he quick enough?
Oh.
Was he quick enough?
Oh. Campbell, I think the confusion with the referee there, man, he missed out on one. I'd love to see that one again. I'm pretty confident that was probably a put down.
Yeah, I think he was. And Garner Gulliver was already back on his way back to the box. He was bemused that he was turned around to come back again. Oh, nice little show. Not quite the thing to, the long ball wasn't quite the thing to do at this part of the park. You see Bay of Plenty with a full set of transitions. Let's see who they managed to throw out there as we see Millie just directing the troops at the moment.
Just taking a settler here on the outside. Oh, nearly was an intercept there. Nothing gained, nothing lost. It's Bay of Plenty just slowly got some new troops out onto the field. Paul Miller. Just bringing the defence up for Otago's Bay of Plenty. Few things happening out there, Rod. I don't think there's a move being called. It's just a bit of ad-lib footy.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that any of this is planned. Or that's probably the first planned play that.
When you play together for 40 years, who needs to move? Everyone knows each other better than themselves.
There's other ways to communicate, I guess. You see, just trying to run the outside there. Didn't plan, so I'm expecting Otago just to get the ball across the field as quickly as they can.
Mauri Samuels was winding up for a big step, just unfortunately lost the ball. Oh, strong touch. I bet you there'll be more of those in the second half. Yeah, it's a great yard there from the number 12. Unfortunately, couldn't anticipate that touch.
Yeah, Bay of Plenty managed to keep the third. This could be the fourth before they even get to the 10-metre line. So very good defence from Bay of Plenty. They just need to make the most of it now and take this one here away. And they've taken all the heat out of it. So very good defence from Bay of Plenty there.
Just the old throw it out to the wing ones. Good work there from Bay. Now got a set. First touch straight into the attacking half. Wrap around play. So work their way across to this right-hand side to get some fresh legs on. We see there Tony Wipiri. Another fantastic export out of the Hauraki, out of the Thames Valley. He's got more gold medals than most, does that man?
It's starting to sound more like
Thames Valley's
mostly
incredible.
Thames Valley are exporting a lot of their stuff.
We're not greedy. You can't hold all the riches in one place. You have to spread it around the motu.
Oh,
So
that's what it is. Okay.
we can help others have success.
No, it's certainly good to see them out and about. And you see just trying to get a sweep on here. Can they give?
Yeah, right though. It is odd. This is probably the quietest I've ever seen any of the boxes. Not very animated at all. The old hands on hips.
Yeah, and even like to the referees, it seems pretty quiet in terms of their nice little shake.
Yep, great manipulation there from the number 14 from Bay of Plenty as he chases the cornering defender out. The shutting defender unfortunately tried to take two. Probably just needed to stick with job one, which was shutting in there on the number 14 from Bay of Plenty. Lee Pena.
Wipiri Karori are doing well there just to give that ball on the quick end. Just step to the outside and just hold his space. Just to hold the defence up a little bit and allow that hold to form.
First 6 minutes race by. 1-1. Otago now, the first time they've been down the centre for a little while.
Let's see Fusuanga back around the ball again. Let's see what he's capable of.
Hope. See that huge mitt just go up in the air. That ball got lost in the shadow of the hand and it just throws on out the back.
Was an eclipse. Went dark for a while and he threw the ball out the back.
Jesus. He got a quarter person. Beto into it. See there, Gregory Milden. Again, a long time national player, international player. Oh, nice set there. There we see the 14. He's obviously one of the sharper players in the team, right as we see him set that one up.
Payner, yep, he's certainly been involved for a while. So obviously, all these gentlemen, they know their way around the touch field. Still a little bit concerned that nobody seems to be talking at all, but they're doing their thing in their own way. And at the moment, I guess in terms of Bay of Plenty, they're probably showing, I guess, the most energy at the moment as we see once again a nice little show and go.
Seems as if there's been a few from last year's Bay of Plenty team not back this year.
Yeah, I think it has been like that. There's a few. Well, I wouldn't call them newbies. But year to year, there's always players that can't sort of make the tournament. Somebody's throwing a shoe.
He threw his own shoe away, actually.
Yep, that one's off the bow repairs. Probably need to go on and get that. But a nice little extra ball there.
Yeah, Paul Miller threw his own shoe away. Now he has to run back to retrieve it. Bay now, though. Tony, really good at that part of the game. Getting yards, strong platform for his ball players. Comes back to this short side. Beautiful left to right pass. Probably one of the better ones today, Rod.
Yeah, well, it was nicely set up, and and Gulliver's, he's certainly a good player in terms of his reads. Just fake that side and just check the situation out first before you deliver that. And this time it's come off for them. The wing held nicely on the outside there.
Love it when you see a number 16 playing, but not on the team sheet. It's always very helpful.
He's a great man. Is Garner Gulliver out of Whakatane. Wonderful place, as you know, Maya.
Beautiful place of New Zealand.
Nice there by Samuels, just stepping up.
See the number 15 out there again. Likes it in the middle. I tell you what, I'd rather him be setting the platform maybe than this one, because you could really get on the front foot. Oh,
yeah, from what I've seen of him at this stage, Maya, he actually looks like a bit of a ball player, and he's got quite good hands. I can see why they're using him in the role that they are.
Just starting to hear the chat pick up, Rod. This is really good.
Yep. Energy levels are starting to lift now. So maybe that was the plan. Just ease into it in the first little bit, and once you're about your work, then open it up a wee bit.
Totally. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. Bay of Plenty now. We're one down early, but snuck in with the last two as we creep into the last 5 minutes of this first half, and the sixth and final live stream game for day one here at the 2024 Bunnings Masters National Championship.
I was always told that if you don't start, then you can never finish. So, that's an interesting battle at the moment between Bay of Plenty, 2-1. Otago, just holding their own. Nice, just getting outside. Just one thing that I was thinking about, this is the first time the Masters has ever been like this. And what I mean by that is 20 years ago and for years beforehand, the tournaments used to run consecutively, where the Masters would be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, there'd be a rest day Tuesday, and then the Opens, 21s, 19s, etc. would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so that was, as we see Otago go right deep into the goal line. Was there a touch made? Great honesty there by the number 3, Stanley Paul of Bay of Plenty. Said I didn't make the touch. An opposite number, Tony Garchow, gets across, gets deep, as we see him here, into the in-goal zone. Went for the intercept. Did Paul, but caught the ball. Did Tony, the number 3 from Otago. Good hit back, 2-all. I would say that probably doesn't reflect the dominance that Bay of Plenty have had, 2-all, but great work there from Otago. Yeah, no, Otago's doing well. Defending well as they're coming through. And the good part is, transition-wise, they're getting up the other end to be able to have a crack. So, Bay of Plenty certainly know that they're in the fight.
Bay of Plenty now, wrap-around play, gets on the outside of the defender. Good hustle there. Yeah, just getting back to the story I was talking about, Rod. It went from that to then the Masters and the Opens being on the exact same days for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to where we've seen it in previous years, Masters starting a day earlier, finishing a day earlier, and now where we have the Masters tournament standing alone by itself, and the Open tournament not being for 2 weeks. And the reason I talk about this is for the referees. The majority of the referees here are Masters referees. There's very few of the Open referees here. And that creates a real cool opportunity for those Masters referees to take different roles within the referee group back in the referee room throughout the tournament in terms of the mentoring and the coaching. So it's a really cool concept, really cool to see. And I've just heard nothing other than positive feedback so far about this change.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point that you bring up, Mike, and we were talking about it earlier, just in and around the culture that the referees group in itself have. And I've been fortunate over the last couple of tournaments just to be in and around that, and it's a wonderful experience. The referees and the camaraderie that they have and what they bring out into the field.
Yep, you definitely have a different perspective now that your daughter is leading the referee contingent.
Oh, absolutely. It's certainly a different, it's a different view from, I guess, from coaching. We see the referees in a different light at times, but everyone's applying a great deal of effort, both sides, players and referees, when you get on the field. So it's always good to be a part of.
Otago here will get a full set if they can hold on to the ball, and if they can score here, they will be very, very happy to go into this halftime break with a lead, as Bay of Plenty have looked the more likely. But the scoreboard doesn't lie. 2-2. Bay of Plenty probably thinking they would have been more ahead than they are. Yeah, really nothing on in that Otago set. I'm not sure if anyone knew the count there, Rod, but didn't look like anyone was setting up for something. So really not probably what they wanted to do as they go into this halftime break, as now Bay of Plenty are going to get a full set and they're not too far away from the attacking line. As we see Campbell showing that leadership, getting his team on the front foot. Great yards here from the 14th. Player of the first half for me, Payner. This will be a penalty for offside. Great listening there from Mauri Samuels. Hearing the referee. Was it a penalty? No. Mauri Samuels listening for that advantage.
Milden, Gulliver, just pressing into the hole. He's through it. Can he deliver?
Oh, good work there from Bay of Plenty. They should have never had that opportunity. I think Otago will be dreading what happened in that last set that they had. As we see, Gulliver just very easy, like he always does, gets into the touchdown zone. All the time and space in the world, which allowed him to get across for the third touchdown. As we see Bay of Plenty take a lead, 3-2 into the first half.
We're real team members, so you get real savings. No celebrities here, just the lowest prices.
Ask the team about a Ryobi electric screwdriver, only $63. Come in and grab this Dulux interior paint at amazing $116.94. And we've got Yates Weed and Feed, just $27.94 each.
Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 15%. Cut! I've always wanted to do that. Bunnings Warehouse! Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
Homeground Heroes is back, and this year I've got a new recruit.
Kia ora touch whānau, it's time to nominate the unsung volunteers who put the mahi in for the sport we love.
Enter them now for the chance to win $5,000 for their touch community.
Welcome back to the halftime break of the last of our live stream games here between the Otago 50 men's and Bay of Plenty 50 men's. A bit of a back and forwards first half there, Rod. Bay of Plenty probably deserved to have a lead going into this first half as we see the first try sort of come out of nothing. Good work, great follow in here, and the 15 for Otago dots down for the first one. And then Bay of Plenty with the great work from the number 14. Awesome footwork, just off his left, off his right, and acres of space between the two defenders from Otago for their first touchdown. And then we see the man who's been doing this pretty much ever since. He's picking up, taking the right option. Left to right seems to be his favoured side. Rod?
Yeah, he's picking it well, and as we see just Otago here, just the same deal, just picking nicely and punching well into that hole. And the winger doing a good job to stay on the outside as we see a repeat here of the Gulliver set on his second foray in. And he's always very good at reading and accepting the hole. So I see them starting here as we see Wiperi, Karodia and Gulliver starting. Campbell also in the middles.
Yeah, just listening out of the comms coming from the Bay of Plenty box at half time. They're a little bit disappointed. I think they know they probably should be a couple more up. So, hot start here. The back door to the late to the wraparound. Oh, that was poetry in motion there, Rod.
Yeah, well, they had a crack at it in the first half. This time it's come off, so they've polished it, and it's worked well for them. Not quite the same as a Dusty of old, but it's similar outcome. So very good work from the Bay of Plenty.
Otago had to them what they did to Bay of Plenty in the first half. Tapped the ball off and scored. Sure, that will wake them up. They'll be really wanting to fix their transition up. As we've seen, just let Bay of Plenty have an opportunity late in that first half. One that they probably shouldn't have had. Just working down this left side, drawing past. Ooh.
Good communication defensively there from Bay of Plenty. The wing just held long enough and released at the right time to allow his link to recover. Very good work defensively. So no panic stations from Bay of Plenty. Good defence, they'll work it out. Middle hit to start.
In the ruck there from Otago. As we see the Bay of Plenty players just evacuate the field. There was only one man out there for a period of time there. Gregory Milden. Great player for the longest time. I don't know how Tony does it. He's just like a Energizer bunny. Always the same. Since 25 years ago, it feels like that I first seen him play. Oh, great step off the left, gets through the gap, comes back down to the short side. As we see there, Tony following things up. Great touch, though, from Otago. Great chase from the winger from Otago. Looked like a try for all money. Excellent hustle there from the Otago winger.
Yeah, Payne's played well in this game. We see him on the ball again. Short side raid. He's back in that gap again.
Yeah, great work there from Lee Painter. The Otago team just really struggling with his agility. He looks like he's a step quicker than most, but the agility that Lee Painter, as we see here in the Bunnings replay, just gets off his right, deep into the in goal again. Two players to choose from. Pick the right option. Great touchdown. 2 in a row. Bay of Plenty. Now they creep out to 5-2. Otago going to need a hit back. This Bay of Plenty look like they're starting to get into their rhythm, Rod.
Yep, and they would have identified a few things in that first half that didn't go well for them, and to be honest, they had the best of the attacking opportunities. They just couldn't finish. They're starting to find that finish now, which you would expect of players of their ilk. But Otago need to get one here just to keep in touch and to keep the pressure on Bay of Plenty. They're starting to move the ball out nice and wide. Let's see what they can do. Oh, nice little... What was that one there, Maya?
Forward pass off the ruck from Otago. Bay of Plenty now straight down the middle. Otago here gonna do well to hold. Oh, unlucky. Lucky for Otago though. As we see a few of them escape out the back of the field. Fresh legs on. Sort of similarities to the King Country 27 Women's I find with Otago, just running the ball into space rather than passing it into space, and therefore allowing the Bay of Plenty defence just to mirror up to see what is likely to happen a lot easier than they should have been able to. We've seen these two working together a lot, Rod. Probably a little bit too static for my liking with regards to putting the defence under pressure.
Yep. And if you're going to have a quickie, you need to have a real go at it. And get that ball on the ground, try and get on the outside and cause the defence to cone hard so that you can take that inside hole. So you're right, Maya just seems a little pedestrian at the moment from Otago. And as I say that, we see a nice little lift from the middle there just to take one touch away. Bay of Plenty starting to get through the hands, try and overcome it.
Second time I've been right today, great to see.
Second, I missed the first. Sorry, Mike. So second, I'll go with you on that one.
Great injection of pace there from the number 2. I was just going to talk about how things seem to have just taken a step back, but that was good injection of pace. Mauri Samuels is doing it in the first half, still brings it here, and here's the man, Lee Painter. Yeah, again, just a step ahead. Game breaker. It's going to be Bay of Plenty, one of Bay of Plenty's key players. Just comes off the back of that. We've seen a number of these tries in the previous game, just simply off the ball coming up off the deck, just doing yards, no move at all, but just the speed and timing onto the ball, getting through the defence.
Yep, and it's certainly a wonderful asset to have if you can, and if you've got that pace, just to put the defence on the back foot and then run them hard, see if they can recover from it. And that time Otago couldn't. We see Otago just coming down here. Let's see what play there. Looks like they're going to keep it 3-3 at this stage. Bay of Plenty just soaking up the touches. Not panicking too much at this stage. Everyone's stepping up.
Good call from the ref. Really good call. The Bay of Plenty players just retreated far too early, which took any ability for Otago to create a mismatch or an overlap. Quickie now. Yeah, really not going to nothing as we see the link from Otago racing onto the field.
Yeah, Bay of Plenty just staying man at the moment, so Otago really need to try and challenge that to get their defence just to collapse in on them, so then they can play the outside that collapse. Bay of Plenty just picking off the touches, just one at a time.
Oh, much better. It's a bit of pace onto the ball. At least it was a threat. At least they put Bay of Plenty under pressure there. And as you see, the referee Pilkington told me he's faster than his son. We'll just finish choking on that comment. But we see Otago coming straight down Main Street, score their first touchdown for the second half of this game. Gets them up to their third touchdown, 6-3. Look, plenty of time. I'm thinking it's going to be unlikely. I know that's the early crow with 7 minutes to go. But Bay of Plenty, just seem to be doing things at a bit quicker pace. And then when you've got someone like Lee Painter.
Yep, there's plenty of time. 7 minutes. You can certainly get a lot of touchdowns in that time, Maya. So, as long as Otago keep the pressure up here, get the ball back and get back down the other end, where they can make a difference, as we see Greg Milton coming in for the NPL, Claudia around him, Millie going early on the dive. What the call is a touch, but nice play selection. It was certainly one that was on, didn't quite come off for them there.
Good proximity to the ball there from Harrison Eden. Good call, but none of the players argued. Here's the man on the spot. Just want to give another quick shout out to Dan Helen and the team at the Stream Shot. Chris, Terry, Caleb and Mark for the great pictures that they produced for us today. Thankfully not having to weather the conditions of the... Oh no, not the hamstring. Or hopefully it's only a bit of cramp, as we're seeing one of the Otago players just out the back there. Number 9 there, unfortunately, Daryl McKenzie.
And we've got to give a great call there to Wipiri Karodia. He made up and made that touch, and then scrambled back to make the second one. Very good work from Wipiri Karodia there.
Seven on for Bay Plenty. I've gone from not seeing that for, I'd say, 10 tournaments to seeing 3 in the last 3 games. Such is the keenness of these young men down at this tournament. It's unfortunately not quite.
I know. There's a lot of times where you kind of coach to jump early. Well, earlier in the game to jump just to see when how the refs react. I'm sort of not quite used to seeing it so late in the game. But it's good that the refs are actually picking these things up and keeping these teams honest.
Are you saying is that what you coach your teams to do?
I've seen coaches do it. Is what I'm saying, Maya. Yeah. I'm not saying that the Valley did it, but
No. Honest. What's been the game for you today, Rod? The best games of our live stream? Oh, there he is. The only thing I get right is saying anything about Lee Payner. And he made that one look way too easy. As we see him here with the ball, just gets in the gap, flicks it over his right shoulder, knows the man's going to be there. And there he is, Campbell, the coach, the skipper. Dots down, 7-3. Bay Plenty over Otago. Your game of the day of the live stream games, Rod?
Probably the 45 men's one, which was unfortunately interrupted for us. Was an exciting game. Outside that, in terms of being impressive, like I was impressed with the Hawke's Bay women's game. Just in terms of what they were able to roll out, it'll be really interesting to see how they go, later on into this tournament. So, there's been a couple of games there that have been good to see. Certainly good for Masters in terms of the World Cup and and what we've got coming through there.
Good D there, Mauri Samuels. Sorry, Rod, you're going to say?
No, it's just with the Masters, obviously it's a long way for the players to go up in Nottingham, and everyone's excited. So these are the marquee tournaments that they need to make sure that they're honed and ready to attend those tournaments. So there's certainly a lot of buzz around it and a lot of talk around it at the moment, just in general around the park. As we see Bay Plenty coming down again, there's that man. He's your man, Maya. Anytime he's near the ball, expect anything to happen.
Oh, that's a touchdown. Take 2 steps back and call it. Backwards off Otago, backwards off Bay Plenty. Come on, get the right call. Get the right call, Jonty.
Much discussion.
There it is. There we see good. Oh, as we see here on the replay, you see the Otago hand come up, knock it backwards. It'll then. Oh, yeah, no. Good call. Who would have guessed it? I got it wrong again. Just come forward off the Bay of Plenty. Inside player's hands. Would have been a forward pass. Great work, Jonty. Good work, Dave Pilkington. That's why they're still reffing and I'm not. Good call. Touchdown for Bay of Plenty.
Just the outside quickie there. Nice and low. Got down nice and early. Tommy Hanna read that one, and that's that's an example of a player I like to see when they go out that side. Is basically the very next play. You've already conditioned that side, so make the most of what you've already worked that side.
Rod, what do you think we'll be expecting to see tomorrow after day one? Obviously, they're not at the peak of their athleticism in terms of Masters players, even though they have credible fitness for their age. What do we expect to see tomorrow after 4 games for a lot of our grades on one day, which is a lot of games?
Yeah, well, some tired bodies to start with, I guess. But that's all about recovery and how they deal with themselves tonight. But I guess the biggest thing out of the first day is always, especially the early games, is just settling of just trying to find yourself as a team, and with your patterns and the rest of it. So tomorrow, I think just to expect a lot smoother transitions and play selection in and around what they do. So we expect some good games tomorrow on the stream. We certainly are, and it'll be great to call them.
Totally agree. I think day one, for a lot of the lower ranked teams, it's the day to try and tip over one of the favourites when everyone's trying to find their rhythm, find their feet. But yeah, like you said, come tomorrow, I think the cream will rise to the top, and we'll start to see some more dominant performances and score lines by our better teams, of which Bay of Plenty definitely are.
Nice defensive work by Bay of Plenty. They're just really stepping up and taking some space away. Probably not the plan there by Campbell. He knows what he's done quite late in the touch there. Probably
one of the more intense sets of D right at the end of the game. So obviously plenty left in the tank. Now just trying to finish the game off, not resting on their laurels even though they're up 8-3. Trying to ensure Otago don't get across the scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time to test those systems. If you're going to run an alternates, it's certainly a good time to test those systems. So they're doing that here.
Sago. Oh, great finish. And that brings us, whānau, to the end of the first day of our 2024 Bunnings National Championships down here in Palmerston North. The final of our 6 live stream games. Make sure you come back tomorrow. Join us for another 6 games. First one starting at 11 o'clock. And remember, all of the live stream games are free. So if it says you need to pay, don't click on that link because all of these live games are free. Thank you for your attendance and your viewing. See you tomorrow. Ka kite.
Homegrown Heroes is back, and this year I've got a new recruit.
Kia ora touch whānau, it's time to nominate the unsung volunteers who put the mahi in for the sport we love.
Enter them now for the chance to win $5,000 for their touch community.